Continue with Pickaxe. She continued to look at the colors sitting there on the ground. It would be easy to pick them up. But the words echoed in her mind. They never said her wagon had to be full. And hadn't there been an emphasis on using her own pickaxe? Despite deep apprehension, she decided against it, hoping against all hope she could find more within the limited time she had left. She didn't. When the last bit of sand fell, a bright cycling light whirled in the air, signaling that time was up. She still only had one crystal. Deana drooped as she placed her pickaxe and gloves in the wagon. The group stumbled around, forming a circle in the center of the cavern. And once set, everyone turned so their backs faced its middle. She thought she saw movement in the darkness, a suspicion confirmed when shadows, like the ones in the blue-lit space, melted out and moved towards them. Her heart quickened as she watched, and someone grabbed her hand. It was the one who wore a purple key around her neck. She was shaking so much it made Deana shake too. They came closer, and she noticed they targeted specific people in the circle. Deana just knew she would be one of them. Though everyone was shaking with fear, none would flee, knowing one of the rules was to stay put until told to leave. The shadows began snatching their chosen victims, their soundless screams displaying on their faces as they vanished into the darkness from which the shadows came. Then, nothing. The light above them twirled and they looked up as the voice filled their ears. "Thank you, fellow Mycorians, for your service today. Please take the same route back to your rooms." Looking at each other, unsure if relief should yet be allowed, they made their way back to the sliding doors and onto the shaft elevator. They remained quiet. Deana couldn't believe she had passed with only a single crystal. Yet the rules didn't specify that her wagon had to be full, and they did emphasize mining with one's own pickaxe. She sighed as she sank down to the floor for the long ascent. Everyone still wore their earbuds, as a female reminded them, pointing to her own ear to indicate they shouldn't be removed. Their earbuds completely muted the sounds of the blue-lit space. This made it a bit easier to walk through, provided they kept their eyes down, for the scenes were still alluring. They finally made it back to the dining room and headed up the grand staircase to their rooms, where words were waiting for Deana as soon as she opened the door. "Please place everything that you are wearing back in the wardrobe. And wash. You may go out to the balcony at any time and do whatever you wish, but you must not leave both balcony areas. Fruit will be provided in your room." Deana was exhausted and could barely take off her overalls and step into the washing pool. She fell asleep there, only to shock herself awake and quickly wash. Fruit was available, a lot of it, but she wasn't hungry. Her mind was wandering, trying to decide what "do whatever you wish" truly meant. She opened her door. Further down the balcony, she heard, and then witnessed, two Mycorians in a frenzied act of copulation. The female shrieked for more, while the male grunted, grinding himself deeper into her. Deana went to the side staircase, only to run into another pair, recognizing the female immediately as the one with the purple key. Her partner had a yellow key, which slapped wildly against his chest. Deana watched as the female's arms and legs wrapped tightly around the male, bringing him closer to her. He fell into her embrace, his thrusting never losing momentum. He continued to satisfy them both, their moans and breathing loud and hoarse. They had clearly been at it for a while. She now understood what "do whatever you wish" truly meant, for the blue alcoves had awakened a primal urge for release in each of them. Unfortunately, hers was stifled, as she chose to return to her door. This was something she couldn't truly be a part of. She couldn't satisfy a male, nor be satisfied herself, not with her nub. Though it did feel more sensitive now, it still wasn't as it was supposed to be. It was best she didn't entice anyone, only to disappoint them. She entered her room. Please continue to The Days After.